Today I'm going to show you why this little rectangular screen might just be the best HMI display I have put on my bench this year. MakerFabs sent over their latest 3.16-inch touch display, and honestly the resolution on this thing is crisp. It's using the ST7701S driver, which means we are dealing with a parallel interface, not the slower SPI connections you might be used to. This makes it perfect for running LVGL, light and versatile graphics library. Alright, first things first, let's unscrew this acrylic sheet or plate, whatever you want to call it, and see what's actually hiding underneath. And trust me, this board is way more powerful than it looks. At the heart of this board, we have got the ESP32-S3. Not just any ESP32, this one comes packed with 16 megabytes of flash and a massive 8 megabytes of PS RAM. That means smoother graphics, bigger buffers, and way more room for serious applications. You get Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.0 right on board. Perfect for IoT, smart displays, and wireless control projects. A 3.16-inch LCD with a sharp 320 by 820 resolution. It uses an RGB 565 interface, supports 64K colors, and pushes up to 600 nits of brightness. Bright, crisp visuals, even in well-lit environments. And with a 1501 contrast ratio, blacks are deeper and colors really pop. But this board isn't just about visuals. You also get an onboard QMI 86586 IMU. That's accelerometer plus gyroscope, perfect for motion tracking, gestures, wearables, and interactive projects. An onboard microphone and speaker support make this board ideal for voice interaction, sound feedback, and audio-based applications. Power management is clearly well thought out. There is a dedicated 3.7 volt lithium battery connector along with an onboard charging circuit, making portable projects super easy. Right next to it, you will find a physical power switch, so you can completely shut the system down without unplugging anything. For development and recovery, you also get dedicated reset and flash buttons, essential for firmware flashing, debugging, and quick resets. You've got an onboard TF or microSD card slot, so logging data, storing images, or playing media is easy. And for expansion, this board doesn't disappoint. You get reserved UART, a 4-pin SH1.0 I2C header, and a 4-pin MX 1.25 USB header, ready for sensors, modules, and custom hardware. Everything connects through a modern USB Type-C port, which handles power, firmware uploading, and debugging all through a single cable. Clean, simple, and developer-friendly. So, whether you are building a smart display, an AI interface, a portable gadget, or a next-gen IoT project, this board is not just capable, it's ready. Next, this step is very important. You need to go to MakerFabs' official GitHub repository. I will put the link in the description. From here, download the entire zip folder. Inside this folder, you will find everything you need: data sheets, example codes, and complete hardware-related information. And this is something I genuinely like about MakerFabs. They provide everything in a very organized way, which makes development much easier, especially for beginners. Now, let's open the examples folder. Here you will find examples for both Arduino and ESP IDF. Since I am using the Arduino IDE, I am going to open the Arduino folder. As you can see, there are 3 examples available in this folder. We will test these examples in a moment. But before that, there's one critical step we need to do first. Go into the LIB folder. From here, copy GFX library for Arduino and paste it into your Arduino libraries folder. If you already have an older GFX library installed, make sure you delete it first. Otherwise, you may run into multiple libraries, found errors during compilation, and that can cause unnecessary confusion. Before we start, let me quickly share my software setup. Right now, I'm using Arduino IDE version 2.3.6 and the ESP32 board package version 2.0.11. All of my recent touch display projects have been done with the same versions, and they have worked smoothly. So, if you want to follow along without running into errors, I recommend using the same setup. But it also works smoothly with the 2.0.16. Next, we are going to install 2 libraries, and after that, we will be 100% ready. Go to the library manager in the Arduino IDE and search for QMI 8658. Make sure you install version 1.0.1. As you can see, I already have the same version installed, so we are perfectly aligned. Now let's move on to the second library. Search for JPEG decoder. install version 2.0.0, and just double check the version number before installing. Once both of these libraries are installed, we are officially ready to move forward. So let's start by running the first example. This one is focused on graphics testing. It's designed to test colors, shapes, text, and overall display performance, so it's the perfect place to begin. Once this example is running, you'll immediately get a feel for the display quality, the refresh speed, and how smoothly everything is rendered. To upload the program, here is what you need to do. First, go to the Tools menu, Board, ESP32, and select ESP32-S3 dev module. Go back to the Tools menu, Port, and choose the correct communication port. Again to the Tools menu, Flash Size, and select 16 MB. Again go to the Tools menu, Partition Scheme, and select 16 MB Flash. And one last time, go to Tools menu, PSRAM, and select OPI PSRAM. Once these settings are done, you can simply click the Upload button. These same settings will be required for all the example programs we will test. As you can see, the program has been successfully uploaded. Now, this is what I'm talking about. You can immediately see how smooth the animations are. No flickering, no tearing, everything looks clean. The colors are vibrant and the contrast is really good. Even small text looks sharp, which is impressive for this resolution. Notice how fast the screen refreshes. This tells you the parallel RGB interface is doing its job. For dashboards, smart displays, or UI-heavy projects, this kind of performance is exactly what you want. Now, let's move on to the next example. I have already uploaded the code, so let's watch this one in action. Alright, now this is a real-time IMU demo running on the board. On the top, you can see the accelerometer values, X, Y, and Z updating live as I move the board. These values are displayed in milligravity units, so even small movements are clearly visible. Below that, we have the gyroscope data, also updating in real time. This shows the rotation speed on each axis measured in degrees per second. Notice how fast and stable the updates are. There's no lag, no flickering, and no missed frames. At the bottom, you can see the temperature reading from the IMU itself, along with a visual temperature bar that changes dynamically. And right here, this is my favorite part. The board automatically detects its orientation. As I tilt it left, it shows left. Tilt it right, it shows right, up, down. And when it's flat on the table, it switches back to flat. All of this is happening live on the ESP32-S3 while driving a high-resolution RGB display at the same time. This is exactly the kind of performance you need for motion-based UIs, handheld devices, dashboards, and interactive projects. Example 3 is about displaying the image. These images are being read directly from the SD card, decoded in real time, and displayed smoothly on a high-resolution screen. This is a solid demo of real-world display performance. So, that's all for now. Support me on Patreon for more videos. I hope you liked today's episode. Like and share this video with your friends. See you in next episode, and thanks for watching.